Connor, Vinny, looking for you on the screen. If you want, in fact, there you are, right underneath that, so we can see you. Over to you for the opening questions, please.
Okay, Pep, just to start with, obviously Jordan Henderson, we saw missed training yesterday. What's the latest on his injury? And Joe Gomez and Joel Matip, when are they likely to be back?
Joe will train hopefully Friday already with the team to prepare the Arsenal game. Joel will be longer out. He has hamstrings, so it will take another 2 weeks. Hopefully international break will solve that one, so he's ready after for the Everton match. And Hendo is a little bit difficult. We have to see it, but for sure not tomorrow. And Arsenal will be tight, but let's see day by day.
What's the nature of Jordan's injury?
Rec fam.
And so it's just you've got to take it day by day. I take it, yeah.
Yeah, for sure not tomorrow. Let's hope Arsenal he will be fit. That's it.
Obviously, it looks like Thiago settled in very quickly the way he was passing the ball in the second half against Chelsea. But is this the opportunity now to give him his first start and Diogo Jota his first start, or do you wait till Arsenal?
No, yeah. Let's start with Thiago. Good teams need good players, and we're really happy that he's with us because this team, especially this team, deserves a player like him because he will make sure that we keep evolving. Teams adapt, teams try to destroy our plans, and what's most important that we stay unpredictable. And unpredictability means that from each position we can play the last pass and we can speed up the game as much as we can. And Thiago does that for us. So he's a great signing, and we didn't bought a problem, we bought a solution. So that's one. Diogo, what can I say? His technical level is on the same as our front three. He has so much future in his feet, and he will have a great pathway inside our club. And he's like a pressing monster, so he will fit in straight away. For tomorrow, I can only say that the good thing over the last years was this group created a mentality, the whole team, to see each next game as a final. And we're the team who will represent us. It will be a good team, it will be a strong team. And they will show hunger, they will show desire to put our game in place. And that's what I can say about team selection, to be honest.
Well, Pep, even with the numbers in your squad and the way that you've strengthened this summer, how realistic or unrealistic is it to think that, particularly given the current climate as well and the condensed nature of this season, how realistic is it to think that you can have success in domestic cup competitions as well as being successful in the Premier League and progressing in the Champions League?
We want to attack each competition. But that's what I just said. In football, you cannot think far ahead, especially not this season, because it will be game after game after game. It will be each 3 days we will play until January, so it will be a Christmas period from now on. And luckily we had a good pre-season, so we're prepared for that. But what I already said, this team has the mentality to just focus on the next game, and that's what we do. And we concentrate to play against Lincoln, and a club with a great journey so far, especially the last 4 years with 2 promotions. A team who's top of the league at this moment. A manager with lots of experience, even in the Premier League as assistant, and now we really look forward to this game. And again, we want to attack this competition, and as each game what's in front of us, but we have to do the right things in the right moment. So.
And just finally for me, Pep, Frank Lampard said that he thinks it's important that the Premier League as a collective looks at supporting the EFL, the leagues below, and grassroots football. What are your thoughts, particularly given stadiums will be closed to fans for longer now? That also impacts financially on Premier League clubs, of course.
A healthy economy only exists if you try to help the ones who need the most. So, yes, of course, we should all think about this. It has to be like a common approach, not just Frank or Jurgen or Liverpool of Chelsea. There has to be like all clubs, the federations, the league. It's always about helping those who need. That creates like a healthy economy, and in this case, a healthy economy in football. And that's what we have to strive always. And life is a team sport, I would say.
Thanks, Pep.
Thank you very much. We go to Ian Abrahams for TalkSport. Ian.
Yeah.
Hi Pep, how are you?
Good, yeah, super.
I just want to take you back to what you said about competitions. You want to attack every single competition, the League Cup, FA Cup, the League, Champions League. But surely you have to prioritise some cup competitions over another, because it is a very congested schedule and you're not going to be able to play and win every single competition this year.
We will try. But the most important thing is that how we selected our squad, how we evolved our squad over the last years, gives us every year more possibility to attack each competition. So that was the great example. Last year, and even the year before, I think, we spoke about talent. Do we give them opportunity? No, this phase is gone. These players who were talents at that moment are players who represent the position inside our squad, have a very important role to play. So we feel that that we are ready. And what I just said already, the team tomorrow will be a strong team. I think some of you guys will be surprised, to be honest.
You brought a lot of players in. What about players like Ryan Brewster, who's been linked with move away from the club? Is it best for his development to leave Liverpool Football Club at the moment, or is it best for him to stay and almost like Phil Foden at Man City, just play a little bit every year?
Yeah, we're sitting here in the boardroom. You can't see that, but these things have to be discussed in the boardroom without the press, of course. So we cannot discuss transfer policy here or ideas with the individuals just before the transfer deadline.
And one last one from me. We saw last night with West Ham, their manager and a couple of players testing positive. İlkay Gündoğan this week at Man City as well. This is still a very dangerous time for COVID-19. We've seen that Leyton Orient players were tested thanks to Tottenham Hotspur, and their game in the end had to be called off. How appreciative are you that at the moment you're still very much playing football, but at a very, very dangerous time in this country?
Yeah, I can speak for myself, but we all have real concerns, not just football, but especially society. I think the main thing is to keep discipline. That's the main thing. And if you look into Melwood example, what we did, it's almost like a hospital in here in terms of how we treat the players and how we protect the football and our club and our players. But everybody forgets that the reason why we do it is to protect our vulnerables. Example, our kitmen, or inside our structure, these people. That's why we have to stay disciplined, to protect Graham, to protect the people around us. And of course we want to protect the brand of football and we want to play, and the fans are still there. They're just not in the stadium, but we still have to entertain them, and the food is still going. But the main reason why we have to keep discipline and we are also concerned is because of these people. And that's, I already said, life is a team sport, and to fight COVID is a team sport. And this is what that we strive to. That's why we try to be as disciplined as possible and create a safe and secure environment, even in this game. That's why we said we want to help you guys by testing, because testing is very, very important.
Thank you very much, Ian. And we'll go to Carl Markham from Press Association. Carl.
Hi, Pep.
Yo.
Good to see you. Just to go back to Jota, you were mentioned as being sort of partly involved in that sort of move in sort of using your contacts in Portugal. I'm just wondering what you found out from that you didn't know already, or...
I know him since he was very, very young, because he's from the city Porto. So he grew up at Gondomar, a smaller club. We played against each other, I think, but when he was young, and then he came through at Passos de Ferreira. No, but no, in example, in Portugal, they are saying what a great signing Liverpool made, because they know exactly how he is and what kind of potential he still has. And he's what I said. He's a pressing monster. He will fit really into our style, but at the same time, his technical level is as the same as our front three. So we're really happy with him, and all the things we heard are true. He is a very professional, very dedicated, passionate, brave player, and yeah.
And you said we might be surprised by the team selection tomorrow night. Just it's going to be a stronger team, but this competition has traditionally been an avenue for some of those younger players to get pitch time. So how important it is to be able to utilise it for them as well?
It's about how can I say? It's about finding a team who feels the responsibility to tomorrow give everything, and finding a good balance in this. And I said already last year, in these competitions, it's a great moment where you can combine experience with talent, what makes each other stronger, the fire of the young players, the risk of the young players, the braveness, what we need tomorrow, because we're going to play against a side who will defend deep, who's ready to counter-attack, who has real speed on the wings and real technical players on the inside. But set up for a good counter-attacking game. They scored 5 goals already, example, this season from counter-attacks. And at the same time, when they really play. But what I'm trying to say is that the team we have to put into place tomorrow has to be a team who is very well prepared. And if you have only 3 days in between 2 games, you have to use the time very wisely. You have to prepare the team, and sometimes it's really interesting to prepare a team from day one after the last game, and that's what we try to do.
Thank you, Carl. I think we've got Neil Jones and then James to finish in the open, then we'll go to the embargo section. For the guys in the embargo section, if you want to use the hands up mechanism, also drop me a WhatsApp so I know who to start with when we get to that. But Neil Jones, I think, next. Neil?
Hi, Pep, you okay?
Hey, Neil.
All good.
Top man.
Want to ask about Fabinho, playing at centre-back. I know you're such a big fan of him as a midfielder, but what does he bring as a centre-back, and does that help you stay one step ahead tactically, that you can drop him back in certain games and play him there?
Yeah, it shows his character, so that he's always ready to help the team. And now he plays as a centre-half, and he sacrificed himself. If you saw the difference between the Leeds game and the Chelsea game, I think it's also a big compliment, the last game against Chelsea, of our last line. Huh? The way we defended with our last line, their behavior, their braveness about defending, how we always controlled the movements of Timo going in behind, how we stopped counter-attacks. I always say avoiding goals takes 22 feet and 2 gloves. So it means that it's not just Fabinho who stopped the counters. It's like as a whole team we have to defend and try to avoid these things to happen. But Fabio was easy choice to be man of the match, in my opinion. And yes, of course, I like that players, and Jurgen likes, especially Jurgen likes, that we can play players in different positions, this versatility. And do we want to have Joe Gomez and Joel back? Yes, please. But Fabinho can play a super game there as well, as long as we defend with the last line how we did. So it's otherwise it would be much more difficult for him as well.
Fantastic. And then we'll finish with James Pearce in the open before we go to the embargo section. James.
Pep, how are you?
James,
you okay?
Top man, yeah.
Can I just check, is Billy Cometio fit and available for this game?
To be honest, he has a check now. He didn't train with the team for the last days, so hopefully he can train today with the team. That would be great, but it's still insecure, to be honest.
Yeah, I know he's still so young, but he's been around the first team squad throughout the pre-season. What have you made of his development?
He's a proper talent. Who needs time as well, but he's a proper talent, and we want to give him that time. So that's the most important decision we had to make. But he is like a very tall centre half, what you already saw, of course. But as a has a real strength through the air, not only set pieces, but especially because if you are a pressing team, you have to accept that there's a lot of long balls and second ball play to be played. So it's really important that that you have centre halves who are good in the air to win this first challenge and to brave in this first challenge. And Billy is someone who can, even in the air, put the ball where he wants to put it. So that's really good for that age. And of course, everybody sees his physicality and how strong he is. We like to give him the opportunity to develop with us, to help us, and to become a strong centre half for the future for Liverpool Football Club.